Everyone. So it's such a joy to gather again for this Sunday session. It's going to be a lot of Sajjana Sangatyam. There's going to be a lot of questions and answers also asked. So from this week onwards, so people can join Zoom and also on YouTube. And people who have any questions, particularly with regards to their meditation practice or spiritual journey, so they can come and ask the questions. And make sure when you're asking a question, your question should help in your progress, in your spiritual progress. And also the question should be helpful for others in their own spiritual progress. So that is the right question. So write down the question in a piece of paper. And then when you're asking the question, be very precise, straightforward. So today's topic is enlightenment. In fact, any topic we speak is always related to enlightenment. Okay. So last week, we have seen the nature of the soul, and we have understood things about soul and its nature. So fundamentally, we are all souls. We are all Atma. We are all eternal beings. This is basic enlightenment. Enlightenment is not a single point. Enlightenment is a process. You have to understand enlightenment is a process. It's not a moment where you awaken, you realize, and you become enlightened. No. Enlightenment is a process. When you have this quest, when you have this question, who am I? What am I? Where did I come from? What is life? What happens after death? Is there a death? Is there a life after death? Who is God? What is this creation? Who is the creator? So when you ask these very fundamental questions of life, of who am I? What am I? Where did I come from? Where will I go next? So when you ask these fundamental questions, your enlightenment process has started, my dear friends. So the starting of enlightenment is when you start asking these questions, deep questions. So your enlightenment process has started. And naturally, you will seek answers. In the beginning, you will seek answers from outside. You will go to teachers, you will go to gurus, you will go to ashrams, you will go to workshops, because you want to understand this. You want to get the answers from the outside. Then there comes a point where you will realize that theoretically you understand many things, but there is no practical experience. So there comes a confusion within you. There comes a depression. It is where spiritually you know many things, but there is no practical experience. Theoretically you know many things, but in your practical life there is no great shift. There is no transformation in your practical life. But theoretically you know many things. So there comes a point you get into a stage of confusion, a slight depression. Then you will realize the fact that whatever you know theoretically is of no use. You are seeking practical experience. You really want to know the truth. You really want to experience the truth. Now, the graduation happens from knowing the truth to experiencing. So that's when you intensely start doing the meditation. So that is the second stage in the process. So the first stage is when you're having the questions. When the quest begins, the enlightenment process has already started. And then the second stage, where you go into a confusion, a spiritual depression, and you are no more interested in any theoretical subject. You want only experience. You don't want the knowledge, but you want the experience of it. So that is the second stage. So in that stage, you will realize the fact the only way is to go within. The only way to experience the truth is inwards. No guru can help you. No, the guru can show you the direction, but the guru cannot give you the experience. So nobody can help you. Only you have to have that experience by yourself. Only you can help yourself. So you will have this understanding and you will start meditating very intensely. So this is the second stage. And when you meditate intensely, regularly, sincerely, with a lot of devotion, because at that time there is no way out. You will be on a do or die mode. You will be so sincere. Then very naturally, you will realize yourself. You will realize that you are an eternal being. You will realize that you are a pure consciousness. You will realize that you are pure energy. You will realize there is no death. Practically, you will realize that there is no death for you. And practically, you will realize that you are an eternal being. And you will realize that there is life after death. And the so-called death is nothing but you are dropping the old physical body and you're going to take a new physical body. You will understand these fundamental things, that there is no death and you are an eternal being and you are a pure consciousness. So this is the second stage where you practically realize yourself. Until then, you are trying to understand, but understanding is not going to help you. But when you have this realization, that's when you will see a lot of shift in your consciousness. The first thing is all the identities goes away. Before you will think that you are a male, you are a doctor, you are an engineer, you are an Indian, you are an American, you are a rich person, you are this, you are that. There's a lot of identities. I belong to this religion, I belong to this caste, I belong to this community, what great lineage I have. So you have so much of identities. And all the identities goes away. Right? And all the identities goes away, and you will start identifying yourself as pure consciousness. So that means you are in the first stage, the enlightenment journey has begun. In the second stage, you have experienced enlightenment. You have experienced yourself as pure consciousness. You have let go of all the identities and you realized yourself. That is the second stage. And many people think that is the final stage and that's it. After that, it's moksha, mukti, and that's a final lifetime. And that is a misunderstanding. So that's actually only the second stage. After that, the journey continues. You will take many more lifetimes. Until then, you have learned as a student. Now your turn begins to learn as a teacher. So whatever you have experienced in your journey, you want to teach others. You want to teach others because there are so many seekers on the planet Earth who are seeking. So you will become a teacher of meditation. You will become a teacher of spiritual science. And you will take many lifetimes as a teacher. And as a teacher, you learn many lessons. As you are teaching, you will perfect your understanding. The basic enlightenment is already there. The basic enlightenment is already there, but the fine tuning is needed. The perfection is needed. So slowly, slowly, you will let go of, you will work on your ego aspect. You will let go of your ego. Letting go of your ego simply means you are no more ignorant. You're letting go of your ignorance. You are educating yourself. Right? Slowly, slowly, you let go of your ignorance. You're educating yourself. And then you will slowly start always being you will practice yamas and niyamas in your life. Okay. The more and more you will have perfect principles, like you will get into non-violence and you will start seeing everybody as God. And then you will let go of the jealousy factor. There is no comparison factor. You don't compare yourself with anybody. You understand that you are a unique person. Right? So these yamas, there are 5 yamas and 5 niyamas. You will start practicing these yamas and niyamas and you will start perfecting in that 5 yamas and niyamas. There are some videos in the past where we have done about yamas and niyamas. But we can speak about it in detail in the coming sessions. So From the second stage onwards, the important point to understand is your attitude is always to learn. Your attitude is from whatever the experiences of life, you will focus on the learning and you will start perfecting yourself. You will have the attitude, whatever happens, happens for it. And you will have the attitude of letting go. You will have the attitude of going with the flow. Okay. And after the second stage begins, the important point to remember is you will start until you reach the second stage, you are not in the middle path. But once you cross the second stage, then you will focus is on the middle path. So that means you want nirvana in samsara. So samsara and nirvana goes hand in hand. That is middle path. Okay. So you want to balance the physical aspect, materialistic aspect, and the spiritual aspect of yourself. So you will start seeing everything in a you will accept both dualities. Only when you accept both the dualities, you will get into a non-dual mode. Okay. From Dvaitam, you will embrace Dvaitvam so that you go into Advaitam naturally. Dvaitvam means duality. In Dvaitvam, in duality, there is separateness. God is separate. God is up there somewhere, and I am a normal human. That is Dvaitvam. Advaitam means God and me are the same. God is inside me and I am part of the God. And everybody is God. So that is oneness consciousness. That is Advaita. Non-duality. Oneness consciousness. So you will start seeing every aspect of life as a beauty. Everything appears to be beautiful. It takes some time. You have to take many incarnations. After the second stage, you will still take many incarnations to get into that oneness consciousness mode. And as I said, you will be in a teaching mode as well. So the more you teach, the more you learn. Because when you're teaching, you hear that for yourself. And the more you teach, the more you perfect it. So you have to underline the word fine-tuning. The fine-tuning of enlightenment happens. So when the fine-tuning of enlightenment happens, slowly, slowly, you will take many, many lifetimes. And then get into the third stage. The third stage is you have become a great master, where you are completely in the oneness consciousness. You are in the service consciousness. You are in the playful consciousness. You are a happy person. In spite of everything in life, in spite of every challenges in life, you are always happy. You are not disturbed. Your inner peace is not disturbed by any external. Okay. You remain still. You remain happy, whatever might be the external situations. So that is the final stage of enlightenment. So then that becomes the final lifetime. And until that lifetime, your soul is always dissatisfied. Your soul is always dissatisfied because the soul is seeking. What is the soul seeking? The soul is seeking all the experiences. Through the experiences, experiences are very important. Through experience, you get enlightenment. Anubhavame jnana. The more you have experience, the more you have wisdom. Okay. So wisdom is nothing but the distilled essence of all your experiences. The distilled essence of all your experiences is nothing but your wisdom. So enlightenment is a process. Enlightenment is a journey. Point number one. The first stage is the stage of seeking, the questioning. The second stage is the stage of practice of meditation. In the second stage, you will practice more mauna, more mindfulness, more meditation. That is the second stage. The third stage is the stage of being in the middle path. The third stage is the stage of being a teacher. Okay. So the more and more you are in the middle path, the more and more you embrace every aspect of life. There is no separation. There is no good and bad. You see everything as an experience. There is no judgments there. There is no comparison there. There is no jealousy there. There is no separation. You see yourself in every being. Okay. So then naturally, you are heading into the third stage. So it takes many, many lifetimes. So this enlightenment journey is not a few years. affair. It is a few lifetimes affair. After the process of enlightenment begins, it takes many lifetimes to reach the second stage. After you reach the second stage, again, you take many lifetimes to reach the final stage. And the most important point to remember is the destination is not important, because every single person who is born as a human is bound to get enlightened. So it is destination that is not important. It is the journey that is important. The destination doesn't matter because everybody is going to be enlightened. It is the journey which matters. Because in this journey, you will evolve, you will learn so much, you will experience so much, and also you will touch many people's lives in this journey. In this journey of enlightenment, you will touch millions and millions of people's lives. So it is the journey which matters. So every day we have to read books, every day we have to meditate, and every day we have to learn new things. And whatever we learn, we have to start integrating in our life. That is the most important aspect. The attitude, the attitude that whatever happens, happens for good. And the attitude of learning from every situation. The attitude of learning is very important. And the attitude of non-complaining. You don't complain because everybody is perfect from everybody's point of view. Everybody is perfect from everybody's point of view. Before enlightenment, you will realize, you will feel that I am right, the other person is wrong. Okay. In the second stage, you will say, I am right, he is also right. Both are right. In the final stage, you will understand every single person is right from their perspective, from their point of view. So that's why the samsara is very, very important. It is very easy to meditate and to realize yourself, but it is very challenging to be in samsara and to accept samsara and to be in non-duality and still to radiate that enlightened consciousness. For example, husband and wife. Samsara means you are in a family, husband, wife. The wife will constantly trigger husband's ego. It's very natural. And the husband is bound to react. But if the husband doesn't react and he is in a witness consciousness and he unconditionally loves the wife without reacting, then he passed the test. With whatever the criticism the husband does, the wife has always a smile on the face. The wife never complains. Then it is a litmus test for the wife. So when you are alone, sitting in Himalayas and meditating, when there is no external disturbance around, there is no external distractions around, it's easy to realize that you are God, Aham Brahmasmi. But when you are in the family, and when your egos are poked, and you are being triggered in every possible way, because outside the house, you will be treated with great respect. People will say how great master you are teaching so many subjects, and because of you, we benefited. So your ego is inflated. You feel great about yourself. The moment you come home, your wife will say, okay, take the broom and sweep the floor. You are fit for nothing. That moment, can you imagine? So this is the litmus test. So in that moment, you feel that, oh, okay, I am God. She's also God. She's helping my enlightenment. I'm helping her enlightenment. We both are in samsara, and in samsara, we need nirvana. So with a smile on your face, you just do whatever your wife says. That is the real enlightenment. Okay. So every aspect helps. Money aspect helps. Sometimes people say, oh, I'm beyond money and I'm a great person. I'm an enlightened person. Money is just temporary. Money is a great tool. Money is, if you want to test whether somebody is really enlightened or not, just give them a money lesson. the real face will come out. Okay. So every, whether it is samsara, money, property, name and fame, okay, attraction towards opposite sex, and spiritual siddhis, all those things test your enlightenment. All those things are a test for you to see at what stage you are in. You need to grow up. Are you stuck there or you are growing up? This spiritual siddhis, this also comes as a test, because when you do more meditation, you'll have a lot of energy, you'll have a lot of gifts. And every gift comes with a responsibility. You have to underline, every gift comes with a responsibility. If you misuse the gift, again, you have to pay the karma. Your intention is right, but your understanding is wrong. So you misuse the gift. Or you have the gift, you didn't misuse it, but you didn't use it properly also. You never used it. You just kept the gift within yourself. Then again, it is bad karma. So misusing the gift, not using it properly, everything adds up to your karmic baggage. So every gift comes with a great responsibility. Sometimes we have many spiritual siddhis, and we have to be very careful with that spiritual siddhis to see that, we don't get illusioned with that spiritual siddhis and we feel ourselves as great. No. The moment you feel you are special and great, then you are stuck in the spiritual ego. Then you have to take many more lifetimes to learn that. You have to take many more lifetimes to learn that you are no special. Everybody is equal. So one has to be careful with property, money, number 2, name and fame, and number 3, spiritual siddhis. Okay. Number 4, getting attracted to the opposite sex. And also number 5th one is food. Food is very important to you. But are you taking the food as a need to sustain this body, or you are overindulging in that food? So these are the 5 tests normally people go through to graduate from the 2nd stage to the 3rd stage. From the 2nd stage of enlightenment to the 3rd stage. Once again, I repeat, it is the food. That means when food is there, you eat. When food is not there, you don't complain about it. Or you don't have any specific requirements. I'll eat only, this kind of food. Okay, you are eating a vegetarian food. You want to eat a food based on love. If there is food, you eat. If there is no food, you don't complain about it. Okay, you're not a demanding person. You don't live for food. You eat a little bit, you eat a roti to sustain this body. When food is there, you enjoy the food. When food is not there, then you are on fasting. So there's no complaints. This is the meaning of tapas. Okay. Tapas. Tapas means you are reducing the food intake. You are reducing the sleep. You are reducing all the bodily requirements. That is simply the tapas. Tapas simply means you voluntarily reduce yourself the food intake, so that you have a command on that, so that your willpower increases. That is why all the yogis, they do fasting. They do fasting because it's a training process where they have control. Their willpower increases. They don't become a slave of their own cravings of food. So the craving, they are no more into the cravings. They become the masters. Tapas means reducing the food intake consciously and reducing the sleep requirements. Okay. Before you are sleeping 8 hours. Now you are in tapas. So you sleep only 4 hours. The rest of the time you meditate, you are in sadhana, you read books. This is tapas. Tapas means reducing the requirements. And also you reduce the requirements of speaking. You practice mauna. More and more you practice mauna, so that you reduce the necessity to speak. Without opening your mouths, You should be able to communicate through your eyes. Okay. You speak only when necessary. So reducing the food intake, reducing the sleep, and reducing the speaking, and reducing all the comforts. You basically you are only on needs. You take care of the needs. You are no more into the comforts. That is tapas. So that is the first challenge to go through. Then the second is money, wealth. That is the second. Then the third is name and fame. Name and fame, when it comes naturally, that's okay. See, everything in balance is perfectly fine, but you are not looking for it. You don't do anything so that people appreciate you. Okay, you are not behind name and fame. You are not thinking into, oh, how many followers I have, how many views my videos have, how many people attended my workshop. No, even one person attends your class, you're ready to teach, because numbers doesn't matter for you anymore. Whether somebody thinks you are great or not, it doesn't matter, because you're not behind name and fame. Okay, so name and fame, and then attraction towards opposite sex. You indulging in a sexual activity with your partner, there is nothing wrong in it, but you are overindulging, then that is a test. Because once you have become a spiritual person, once you become an enlightened person, you radiate a lot of light. Okay. So when you radiate a lot of light, naturally, you will attract a lot of people. Many people want to be in your company. Many people want to be in your presence. And there might be many students who are vulnerable, emotionally vulnerable. So they also get very much, their vulnerability brings you very close. So at that time, as a teacher, you have to maintain a certain distance and you have to follow your swadharma. Again, that is a test. It's not so easy. So when somebody wants to be with you, when somebody seeks your company, and you are following your swadharma, is a challenge. So you have to pass that test also. Okay. And then the fifth is siddhis, spiritual siddhis. Every single person, every single meditator who is bound to uh, go through intense sadhana, they will definitely get a lot of siddhis. Siddhis means spiritual gifts. Siddhi means gift. So you have to be very careful how to use it, how not to use it. So in spite of all the siddhis, you have to be a simple person, a normal person. Cannot show off. So once you pass these 5 tests, then you are heading towards the third stage of enlightenment. Sometimes you fall, out of the 5 challenges, 4 you will pass, 1 you will fail. So it will take 1 more lifetime. Again, you have to go through this. So until you pass all the things, it will take many, many lifetimes. And you have to be kind to yourself. There is nothing wrong in failing the subject. As long as you are making a conscious effort, as long as you are making a conscious effort, as long as you are open minded, as long as you are willing to learn, as long as you are not repeating the same mistake, and it's perfectly fine. In the beginning, everybody fails. Then only they will get up and then only they will succeed. So it's quite natural. But if you are a sincere seeker of enlightenment, if you are a sincere seeker of enlightenment, you have to be aware of all those 5 aspects. Okay. So we can go on and on. And so now we'll take some questions. So you can ask any question, whatever the topic we have discussed so far. And we'll continue. Every weekend is an enlightenment journey. We'll discuss on enlightenment. We'll focus on the lessons to learn. We'll focus on how to make ourselves a little better. And the most important aspect is integration, the attitude of integration, right? Whatever we learn theoretically, whatever you learn in this Zoom session or the YouTube, whatever you learn, you have to implement in your life. That integration is very important. If you are not integrating and you are simply listening and you are simply taking notes and you are not integrating in your life, you're not practicing in your life, then it's not going to be of much of help. So integration is very, very important. One thing at a time, focus on learning one lesson at a time. Okay. So you may raise your hand if you have any questions, and then we'll take the answers. So for the people who are asking questions, they should be on the video. And before you ask the question, you introduce yourself briefly, your name and where you are from, and you might ask the question. And only people who are on the video, I'll unmute them. And keep your question briefly. Yes, Rajalakshmi, madam.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, madam. Good evening.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead, madam.
There is no question as such, sir, but I'm very, very much thankful to you because you have been very patient in, responding all the mails. And in one of the classes, you said that, spirituality is nothing but taking responsibility. And I don't know why it hit me so hard. And I can see the transformation in myself. Thank you so very much, sir. I cannot put it in words, but it's just a thank you call. That's it, sir. Thank you. Deep gratitude.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from Andhra Pradesh, sir.
Okay. You're from Andhra Pradesh. Okay. You want to share your gratitude that you have benefited. Good.
Yes.
So what is that important lesson you learned?
Earlier, I was like, I was into meditation since long, sir. It's been, I cannot say the number also, it's been 10 plus years that I was into meditation, but I was not consistently working on it. I was going through the books, I was reading the books, but I was not taking the responsibility. I was like, I'm the only member in the family who was meditating. So I used to say maybe it's like putting like no one in the family is supporting, or like they're not interested. I used to, maybe that's the thing that I have taken charge, and generally I'm not a morning person. I've joined in the Agasthiyar 108 days challenge, and I have started waking up myself by 4:30 and making myself, regular. It's been a regular pattern for me, and now even without alarm, I can wake up and I get myself ready for the meditation by 5. I am able to make up. Generally, I'm not a morning person, and I can see a lot of transformation, though it's at a very slow pace. But I can see.
Oh, you went on to the mute. You went on the mute. I don't know.
Sorry. Now, sir.
Yes, you can hear.
And also the way I perceive the things have changed. And the very first step which I have taken is I was in one of the WhatsApp groups. There, one of the madams she posted something in English and she wanted someone to translate in Telugu. Generally, I'm not a person. I'm very a closed side type of person, like a tortoise, which gets into its own shell. I'm such a personality, and even I don't tell anyone also that I'm interested in spirituality and meditation and all. Only very close friends of mine know that I'm very that type of personality. I'd taken the call of translating it and then posting it, and the very next moment I got a call from her asking that we have a lot of work to do. Are you interested, madam? I said I was like expecting. I don't know why. I was like seriously feeling that I get a call from you, and I was so very happy that I started working technically supporting the team, her in some with the PPT work and all, sir. And the other day,
Okay.
as you were
We'll
saying,
keep it brief. I just asked what is that lessons you have learned.
okay, sir, I can
So
see a lot of
you
changes.
need to be very aware of what you're speaking, and you have to focus on only the essence of it, short
Yes,
and sweet.
yes. I can see a lot
Okay.
of changes in myself. Of course, it is progressive. Thank you so very much.
Yes, thank you. All right. So this 108 days of meditation we have started when I was in India in the Agasthiyar Ashram. And then, later on, we did a few weekends workshop, and then later on I was traveling and the Europe and traveling. Then I told myself, because as a as a teacher, my agenda is always that the student is not dependent. So I said, okay, let me do an experiment where if I'm not coming, and if the student is, let me see how many people are sincere enough to come and meditate on their own. So there is a certain lesson to learn, it's a detachment. I do get some messages saying that, sir, you are no more in the morning meditations. We are missing you, and we thought you are organizing it, and it will be good. We want to meditate in your presence so that we get more energy. So again, this is not the right understanding of spirituality. So we have organized this 108 days so that there is a certain discipline where somebody comes, logs in into the Zoom, and they play the music, and there is a group energy. And you meditating by yourself alone, you have some energy, but when you're meditating in a group, you have more energy, amplified energy, number one. And number two, also you become disciplined. You have to get up on your own and you want to meditate every day. You need a lot of willpower. But when a group is doing, to join the group, it's easy. Okay. So it gives you, group meditation also gives you a certain discipline to do meditation by yourself. So whoever is doing this 108 days of meditation program, joining in the Zoom and sitting and meditation, they are real seekers. And it is on purpose. When I declared that 108 days, I knew that I will be traveling and I cannot take it. But again, it is a test. Let's see how many people are sincere without any dependency. So spirituality means no dependency. You have to underline. You have to underline. Spirituality means non-dependency. Spirituality is equal to non-dependency. You have come into the spiritual path to be independent, to be a master. How to do meditation? Yes, you need the guidance. Which path to take? Yes, you need the guidance. You need the guidance. The role of a teacher is to guide you how to do meditation. The role of the teacher is to caution you what are the pitfalls on the path. The role of the teacher is to show you the direction and give a certain caution. But journey, you have to take the journey. You cannot be dependent on the guru. And if a real guru will never make a student dependent. A real master will never make the student dependent. A real master always wants the student to be independent. Okay. So hats off to all the sincere students who are continuing that 108 days of meditation. Okay. So next, Sri Lata.
Sir, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to attend your class, sir, and thank you that you are starting every Sunday, sir. Sir, the knowledge which you are gaining, which you are giving, it's very helpful, sir. Sir, I do have one question, sir.
First introduce, madam. First introduce.
Tirupathur from Hyderabad, sir.
Okay.
Doing service with Gopala Krishna, has in Telangana administrator. Sir, after coming to this meditation teaching service and all, also still I'm not able to few times I'm not able, not few times, maximum I'm not able to control on junk food, like my kids will eat and I'm also eating like that. I'm not able to control this, and speech also I talk lot. So what should I do on these both aspects?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. See, okay. Now this is a very common question many people ask. Food, especially when it comes to food, how do I control it? See, you should not focus on controlling the food. It is like this, you want to empty the mind. You cannot focus on the mind. You cannot use the mind to empty the mind. Okay. So to empty the mind, you take the help of something which is beyond the mind, breath. So when you observe the breath, the mind becomes naturally empty. So your focus is not on the mind, but your focus is on the breath. So when your focus is on the breath, the mind naturally becomes empty. So this is the science of meditation. So similarly, when you want to cut down on the food, so in the initial stages, don't control it, because the more you control the food, the more the cravings comes. Okay. So what you have to do is, rather, instead of controlling the food, in your case, it's junk food. Okay. But I'm telling in general. So this is what tapas is. Like, you don't starve yourself, but rather you eat in moderation. Instead of avoiding it, eat little bit of it so that there is no craving. Eat little bit of junk food if you want, because your goal is to avoid junk food. So if you avoid totally, then there might be cravings. So eat for the taste, eat little bit, but be mindful when you're eating, and drink plenty of water. Eat more fruit. So your focus is not on the junk food, but your focus is on the healthy food. So you start intake of the healthy food. Take more fruits, take more vegetables, take more salads, eat healthy food. So when you are eating healthy food, your body recognizes it. Your body will feel light. When you eat a healthy food, not only that moment when you're eating, even after eating, you feel light. And the next day morning also, you feel good. Your system gets clean. Your bowel movements are good. You feel good and healthy. So you have a comparison. Oh, when I eat this food, I'm feeling so healthy. So your focus is not to avoid the junk food. Your focus is to rather focus on the eating the healthy food. At the same time, when you want to be on the when you want to be on the fasting as well, first, if you're eating 3 meals a day, go into 2 meals a day. First, go into 2 meals a day for 1 week, 2 weeks. Then your body will get adapted to that. Then from 2 meals a day, then you go into 1 meal a day. Then from 1 meal a day, you go into fruits. Then from fruits, you go into juices. Then from juices, you can completely avoid the food and you can be on fasting for 1 day, 2 day, 3 days. Water fasting. So it should be gradual. Anything which is slow and steady, it will win. Sudden change, it will give adverse reaction. Any change which is slow and steady is a permanent change. So don't focus on, I want to stop the junk food. Rather focus on eating healthy food. Eat healthy food, go for a walk, spend a lot of time in the nature, then your body will reject the junk food. You don't need to use your mind to reject, your body will naturally reject. Okay, so then there is no tension within you. There is no tension, oh, I should eat or should not eat. There is no tension. Let it be gradual and slow process. Let it be an automatic process. So the mantra is, don't focus on the negative, focus on the positive. Don't focus on the mind, focus on the breath. So don't focus on the junk food, focus on the healthy food. Similarly, speaking, you say you speak too much because the very first step is you are aware that you are speaking too much. So that itself is enough. So now the next step is very easy. You practice mauna. More and more you practice mauna. 1 week a day you practice mauna. Then naturally you become more aware of your speech. You practice mauna, you practice meditation. You are saying meditation you are doing anyway. So practice mauna and practice mindfulness. Then very naturally you will speak to whatever is needed. So the thumb rule or the golden rule is, don't be in a conflicting mode. Don't be in a fighting mode. Let the transformation happen naturally. You do the right things will happen. If you want to control your words, don't focus on controlling. Focus on mauna. Automatically your words will control. Okay. Okay, good. So next is Basilica.
Hi, Pradeep Ji. Happy to see you again after your 40 days intense Mauna practice. And Pradeep Ji, before I start my question, one request. So we want you to
Introduce.
share your.
I don't know why you keep.
Okay.
I don't know why people forgetting the
Okay.
introduction part. Just your name and where you are from. That's all.
Okay. I'm Basilica from Chennai.
Yeah.
So Pradeep Ji, we want you to share your 40 days Mauna experience also, Pradeep Ji, in one of your sessions. So this.
Okay. In the right time, I will share.
Okay. Okay, Pradeep, I have written the question, so I will just read it. Yeah. Before Jesus Christ surrendered his spirit to the Almighty, Jesus said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. When Jesus knows karma is to be settled, why did he ask for forgiveness? What did Jesus really meant by uttering those words?
He was in that state of enlightened consciousness that even when somebody was crucifying him, he was having a smile on the face. And he can see that the people who are crucifying, they are ignorant people. So he was making a prayer from his heart. Oh, Father, please forgive them. They do not what they are doing. So from his side, he is letting go. But the people who have actually crucified, they have to learn their lesson. So they go through their own karma cycle. So karma simply means to learn lessons. So here, when Jesus in Bible, it is referred that Jesus made that prayer. It is to symbolize even in that moment when somebody is crucifying you, you are not taking anything personally. You are in the forgiving mode. So Jesus is a symbol of forgiveness. It is as a inspiration to the people who are watching that let go. Don't hold on to anything. You understood the point? Jesus himself knows karma. What you sow, so you reap. He knows that. But in spite of it, he said, oh Lord, please forgive. So he is not holding anything in his heart. He is sharing that you forgive. Because when you forgive, then you are light in your heart. He is able to forgive because he can able to see the innocence. He can able to see the innocence and the ignorance of the soul. See, outwardly, people might appear egoistic. This is the concept of ego. Many people say that, you have to let go of the ego and this and that. But in reality, there is no such thing like ego. There is only ignorance and arrogance. Ego is equal to ignorance and arrogance. You work on your ignorance, you are out of your ego. You work on your arrogance, you are out of the ego. Outwardly, it appears to be like ego, but inwardly, every soul is a pure soul. Every Atma is a pure Atma. So Jesus Christ is able to see the purity in the people who are crucifying him. So he's able to let go and forgive.
Okay, Pradeep, but there is also another statement in the Bible, forgive so that your sins shall be forgiven. So forgive is letting go. Then what happens when our sins is forgiven? So that is where for me the contradiction is happening. I'm not able to convince with this.
See, sometimes it is written in a poetic way. Actually, Jesus Christ didn't write the Bible. So it is his followers later on, he wrote the Bible. And originally it was written in Hebrew language. Later on, it was translated many times. And then sometimes the translators, they want to add a little poetry so that they can add a little beauty to that. So when the statement says, forgive so that your sins are forgiven, you are forgiving for whom? You are forgiving for your sake. It is like help others to help yourself. Take care of others so that you take care of yourself. Okay? Share to others. Like, sharing is caring. There is a statement, sharing is caring. So when you share, you're not caring others, you're caring yourself. Self-care. The full statement is sharing is equal to self-caring. Okay. So when you're ready to forgive, that means your baggage, your heaviness, you are willing to let go. It's no more there. The heaviness is not. When you forgive somebody, the heaviness in your heart is not there. So when your heaviness is not there, that means it is a gift you are giving yourself. So your baggage, the baggage is nothing but the sin. Your sin is gone. So when you're able to forgive others, then you feel light. Then you progress higher. Your baggage reduces. When you forgive others, your own baggage reduces. If you don't forgive, then who will suffer? Only you will suffer. If you are angry at somebody, will the other person suffer? Only you will suffer. If you are upset with somebody, who will suffer? The other person won't suffer. Only you will suffer. You are irritated with somebody. Will the other person suffer? No, only you will suffer. Your anger, your irritation, you feeling upset, you feeling injustice, you feeling tragedy will only affect you. So when you're able to forgive others, then you feel light. So your baggage is reduced. So your sins are reduced. Your baggage is synonymous with your sins. Okay.
Perfect. Pradeep, one more question.
Yeah.
Okay. It is about evil.
Now, in conclusion, you have to just understand whatever you are doing to others, you are doing it to yourself. That is a simple formula I want you to remember. Whatever you are doing it to others, you are doing it to yourself. You teach others, actually, you are teaching yourself. You help others, actually, you are helping yourself. You are kind to other people so that you are radiating kindness, you are full of kindness. So, whatever you are doing it to others, you are actually doing it to yourself. You want good friendship, then you be a good friend. When you are a good friend, you are actually helping yourself. So, anything you do to others is actually you are doing it to yourself. When you are forgiving others, you are actually forgiving yourself. Okay, what is the basis of forgiving? Okay, he has done some mistake. It's okay. That's fine. He has done it knowingly, unknowingly, he has done it. I'm willing to let go and move forward. So when you say that is the meaning of forgiveness, correct? So you are willing to let go and move forward. So when you are willing to let go and move forward with others, you are actually moving forward in your own life, in your own evolution. So this is the formula I want you to remember. Whatever you do to others, you are actually doing it yourself. Whenever you are helping another person, you are actually helping yourself. Whenever you are doing any bad to another person, you are actually doing bad to yourself. Whenever you tell lies to another person, you are actually lying yourself. Whenever you speak beautiful words to another person, you are actually, because every word you speak, you are the first person to listen. So when you speak beautiful words, you are sharing your own beauty to yourself. So what you do to others is what you are doing it yourself. Now this gives you enough understanding to always be too good to others. Because that goodness, when you're good to others, you're actually good to yourself. So this is how you get into this oneness consciousness. The more you serve, the more you realize that the other person is actually me. When I'm helping others, the help is coming to me. So me and the other person the same. We are the same. So that's how you come into from non-duality, from duality into non-duality, from separation into oneness. So you feel there is no separation. There is all one. There is all one consciousness. See, from the body level, from the space of the body, everybody is different. Everybody has different bodies. From the space of the mind, everybody's mind is different. This mind comes from the surroundings. Everybody's culture is different. Everybody's upbringing is different. Everybody's home environment is different. So in the body level, there is no oneness. There cannot be oneness in the body level because every body is different. In the space of the mind, there cannot be any oneness. In the space of the intellect, there cannot be any oneness because my intellect is different from your intellect. My experiences is different from your experiences. My understanding is different from your understanding. So in the space of intellect also, there is no oneness. But the essence of my soul is the same as the essence of your soul. So only in the soul space, there is a possibility of oneness. So the more and more you are acting from your soul space, the more and more you feel the oneness. Okay? You see the feelings of kindness, compassion, friendship, love. This all comes from the space of the heart, soul space. Space of the heart is nothing but the space of the soul. So when these feelings are radiating from the soul space, you feel oneness. You feel there is no separation. Okay. So you can do this experiment. If you are in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, and you are fighting. Okay. So you are fighting for 1 hour, 2 hours, non-stop, the fight is happening. So immediately you just take a break from the fight and both of you sit in meditation for 1 hour and you see what happens after one. Because when you meditate, you are in the soul space. In meditation, you go beyond the body space, you go beyond the mind space. The conflict is always when you are in the body space and the mind space and the intellect space. In the body, mind, intellect space, there is a conflict. In the soul space, there is only friendship, compassion, care, love. All these things are in the soul space. So do this experiment, like when both husband, wife, anybody, they are fighting. So just give a break for the fight and both of you sit for meditation. Just half an hour meditation. And after meditation, you see both of you want to hug each other and say, it's okay, let's let go of the past. I'm sorry. Because you say, I'm sorry from the soul space. Okay. So Jesus Christ is always in the soul space. So that's why if you hear the word compassion, Buddha comes as a symbol. If you hear the word forgiveness, Jesus Christ comes as a symbol. If you hear the word tapas, then Shiva comes. Hanuman comes. Because they're in sincere tapas. Okay. Any other question?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, go ahead.
The question is on evil eye. Because I have a small child,
Question
I
on?
keep hearing evil eye, evil eye.
Evil eye. Your focus should be always on positive eye. Just before
Okay.
I told. Okay. There is everything, but where your attention goes, there your energy goes. You write this point. Very, very important point. Where your attention goes, there your energy goes. Wherever your attention goes, there your energy goes. In this plane of duality, everything is there. Positives are there, negatives are there. Day is there, night is there. The whole world is full of duality. The earth plane is full of duality. But where your attention goes, your energy goes. Your focus is on only positive things will happen in your life. The moment your attention goes towards negative, that will come to you. Because your energy is going there. When your energy goes there, you observe that. Everything exists. Positive exists, negative exists. But you should be able to be smart enough, intelligent enough to focus on the positive things, miraculous things, beautiful things. Yes, sir. When you're walking on the road, there are many things. You can see beautiful things, you can see ugly things, you can see many things. But where your focus goes, there your energy goes. So don't let your energy go towards negative. Negatives are there, but your focus is only on positive. When your focus is on positive, negative cannot even come near you because your focus is on positive. Let 1,000 people put negative on you. You are least bothered because your focus is only on positive. So nothing happens to you. Nothing will affect you. But the moment you give a little attention towards the negative, then you get affected. So don't even give a little bit of attention towards negative. Then no negative can come near you. So this is the equation. You don't give any attention, then no negativity can come near you. Your focus is always on positive. Your focus is always on miraculous things. Your focus is always on beautiful things. Then your life is full of beauty. Your life is full of positivity. Okay. With the husband, wife also, there might be many things you don't agree. If you focus on that, then you will start fighting. But focus on things which you agree, then there is affection. There are many things you agree with each other. There are many things which you like about each other. So focus on that. Every day morning, get up and tell your husband what all you like about him. He will never fight with you. The same way, when you focus on positive things. Only positive will happen. Okay? Yes.
Pradeep Ji, I think we have one question from YouTube chat. So the question is, isn't life after death a mental concept? It may be true, but isn't soul taking many lifetimes a mental concept that the mind believes in master? And doesn't the true first stage, like it happens only after suffering in life? And the question has been asked by Ajit Vincent.
Okay. Ajit Vincent is asking a question. Is the life after death a mental concept? And yeah, the question is a very beautiful question. If the more, unless you do meditation, you will not understand that there is a life after death. Because the more and more you meditate, the more and more you will have your own experience. The more you empty the mind, the more you awaken your third eye. And then the more you will experience your soul coming out of your body and witnessing your own body, which is an astral travel experience. So when you have this astral travel experience, you know that actually there is no death. So until you yourself experience it through your own meditation, it remains a mental concept. So that's why the emphasis and the focus is on meditation. So the more you meditate, the more you will realize the truth from within you. Theoretical knowledge helps you. Theoretical knowledge is a motivation for you to do meditation. Any kind of theoretical knowledge is a motivation for you to do more meditation so that you can experience it firsthand. And unless you experience it, it's not going to help you. Theoretical information helps you only a little bit, but your practical experience transforms your life. It shifts your consciousness. You are no more the same person. Okay. And then the second question is asking is, to get into the first stage, one needs suffering in life. Yes, very natural. Because everybody is focused on the external world in the beginning. The beginning stages like the infant stage, baby, infant soul, baby soul, and young soul, they are more focused on the external things. And there gets a point where, they see the futility. They see the futility. So they get into a futility consciousness. Like, for example, when they are in a young soul, they are like business leaders, CEOs, and political leaders, and religious leaders, and union leaders. So they want to have bungalows and cars and property and wealth and name and fame. So they're more focused on the materialistic things. Then suddenly there might be only one son, and suddenly the son dies in an accident. And they feel the whole life is meaningless. For whose sake they have earned this millions of dollars of property? Who is going to take over the business empire? Because their only loving son has died in an accident. So then they start questioning, what is this life? What is the futility? Like, I earned so much money, but I don't have a son to enjoy that property. So what is this life? What is the meaning of the life? So he goes into an intense suffering before he can question what is the meaning of life. So it is quite natural that before entering into the first stage of meditation, they get into the futility consciousness. They see futile, everything is futile. What is the purpose? What is the meaning of life? Why somebody has to die? Why somebody has to be born knowing that they are going to die? What is the meaning? Why people are suffering? So they see many suffering themselves. And then that's when the question arises, who am I? What am I? What is the bigger picture of life? So yes, it is true that people go into a deep pain, people go into a deep suffering, and then only they enter the spiritual path. 95% of the cases, it is the same. It is the case. Only 5% of the people, they're exceptional. 5%, they're exceptional. They have everything in life. Everything, they have everything in life. But still they are not complete. Still there is something missing. And they come into spirituality seeking for that completeness. They have everything. But in spite of it, they are not peaceful. So they want to question, What is the meaning of life? So that's only 5% of the categories. But these 5% of the categories also, they were meditators in their past life. Okay. So in general, yes, unless you go through failures, unless you go into fidelity consciousness, you will not come into the path of meditation. That's why I tell the people, if somebody in your family members or friends, you teach them meditation once. You ask them to be vegetarian, you ask them to be loving and compassionate to all the beings. You tell them only once. More than that, you don't say. Because they will have their own time where they will search and they will come naturally. You cannot push the people, do meditation, do meditation. No, you tell them only once. If they're not listening, you tell yourself, okay, one day they themselves will come. So until then, I respect your free choice. So next question is Vishwanath Joshi ji. Yes, sir. Introduce, where are you from?
I'm from Udaipur, Rajasthan. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
I'm from Udaipur, Rajasthan.
Yes.
And my question is, when I do intense meditation for 3 to 4 hours, I'm meditating for the last 3 years. So when I do intense meditation, I develop strong constipation and nerve stretching in my left leg, and walking becomes difficult. And then this situation leads to me to reduce my meditation hours. So when I reduce meditation hours, then it will be very difficult for attaining the enlightenment. Are there some bad karmas stopping my process of enlightenment? What to do about this? Can you give me some?
Yes. So you don't need to reduce the number of meditating hours. On the other hand, you increase the number of meditating hours. Because the more you are meditating, the more your karmas, the karmic baggage from your past lives also gets cleansed, neutralized. So when you're going through this karmic cleansing process, you go through various problems in your physical body. During the process of meditation, you might go through a lot of disturbance within your physical body or etheric body. Energy body, physical body goes through a lot of trouble and disturbance. So that is the time you have to do more meditation. Because when you're going through trouble physically and in the energy body, so that is a sign that you are burning your karma. Your baggage, your past karmic baggage is getting reduced. So the healing process is happening. So you don't need to be worried about it. Just do a little more meditation, do more and more meditation. And over a period of time, everything will get healed. And that will be a permanent healing. So don't be worried.
Yes.
Continue. Instead of reducing the meditation, increase the meditation. And it will be only until you clear the karma, the trouble will be there. But after that, you will be relieved. So face the challenges happily, knowing that it is a healing process.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So still we have hands raised. Probably we'll take more questions next week. So I think one person has come on the video. I thought the other people are not on the video. I can conclude it. Okay, so we'll take this one question. Madhaviji.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon.
Yes, madam. So where are you from? For the
Sir,
audience?
I'm Madhavi and I'm from Germany. And yes, I have two things. One is I attended your 108-day meditation, which comes at around 12:30 in the morning for me. And I'm very, very gratitude for that because I've learned a lot, many things there. Actually, I could write a small book with all the experiences, what I had in those meditation. Really, thank you so much for that. Really. Yeah, that's very beautiful, but I couldn't continue. To be frank, 108, I couldn't do it. I just did it for 15 to 20 days, I think, because it's 12:30 in the morning for me. So I have to wake up early and have to do the
That's
thing.
okay.
So
that's okay. Next time.
Yes, I will do that. Yeah, next time for sure. continuously. But that experience book is still there. I will hand over to you. It's a very beautiful experiences I had, like how you were teaching, like, you know, how to feed the birds, and also in the cornfield, and all those, like, harmony in the forest and everything. It's really a very beautiful experience, sir. Thank you so much.
Did I teach you physically?
Astrally, sir.
So you are meditating or you are sleeping?
I'm meditating, sir. I was not sleeping.
So you are meditating and I'm coming and teaching you astrally?
Astrally, yes.
Okay. Did I teach
so these
well?
are all our astral experiences, and all the astral experiences I believe in, because I've seen my mom dying and I could see her, and I know what she's meant. And also from that day on, I believe all my experiences and also those visions and everything. So it's very, very gratitude for you. And probably if I could, I also got a vision saying that you will be getting another award or anything. So all these experiences, I will write it in a book and give it to you, sir. It's very beautiful.
Okay.
And thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing that I'm coming and teaching astrally.
Sir, astrally everything is possible, sir.
Yes,
so it's
this
really
is the
very
experience
beautiful
of
how...
Ekalavya, right? So the Dronacharya used to come astrally and teach Ekalavya.
Yes. It's very beautiful. I've seen also, I have drawn the picture. I never been to the ashram, but I've also drawn the picture of ashram and also the healing center, and also how you heal a person physically. I never been there. Like, I have never been to the ashram, but when you see and whatever I've written it there, then you will be surprised that how do she knows about it. And to be frank, nobody has told me about these in ashram. These are the places are there. This is the pond where you will learn from these things, and also these are the trees. And really, sir, it's very beautiful. I can't express this in words. I will write it and I'll give you that.
I'm looking forward for the surprise. I like surprises.
Yes, yes, I'll give you, sir, that. Yeah, probably to the special day. And I have one question, sir, actually. So there's one question. Whenever I try to do some things, people object me. For example, I do the carpooling with my neighbor, and I leave 2 kids in the school, and I kiss my daughter at the same time. They are 12 to 13 years old. I kiss my daughter at the same time I kiss the boy also. And my daughter says, "Mama, what are you doing?" So she's like she's holding me. And do you think that what he's going to think about it? But for me, it does not matter. I just kiss and I'll ask them to go. So what should I do? They try to restrict, all of them. I really don't know, to pull myself or to really be the way I am.
The more spiritual you are, the more you don't care for others' opinions. You feel whatever you feel like doing it, you do it. You be true to your heart. Whatever your heart guides you, you follow it.
Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right.
That's it.
So thank you very much, friends. And so we'll be doing the weekend sessions every Sunday. We will do this once in a week. So the next week I'll be in Vienna, Austria. So I'll connect you from there. And thank you very much. Take care. Namaste to all of you.